Hello, thanks for tuning in. This is going to be your What the Hell reading. Keep in mind this reading is not time specific. It's timeless, so this reading is relevant whenever you come across it. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, for listening to your intuition. So, in order to get this message to you in a timely way without wasting too much of your day, I've pre-shuffled and selected cards from several different decks. So what we have here, let me just pull up my guide. So from the Rider-Waite deck, we have, this is Where Am I Now? Six of Pentacles. This is What Challenges Do I Face? From the Aquarian Tarot. We have 10 of Pentacles in reverse. All these Pentacles cards. From the Rider-Waite deck, we have What Resources Can I Use? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Swords from the Spolier deck. This is What Are the Hidden Forces? From the runes, we have What is the Spiritual Lesson? This is the rune called Jibo. And from the Voyager deck, we have the Potential Outcome, Four of Wands in reverse. So this is an interesting spread. Just make sure this is all lined up correctly. Alright. Overall, what I feel in this energy is that we could be looking here at some kind of home life partnership or business partnership that maybe is seeking to come into a better balance, right, with the Six of Pentacles. There's two cards here indicating home life or partnership or marriage. Actually, this is also a partnership card. These three cards here are all sort of talking about, actually, these are all partnership cards or something to do with reciprocity, balance, give and take, sharing, receiving. Three Pentacles cards to do with, you know, either finances or resources, physical resources, assets, things of value, property, home, money, stuff like that. You get the picture, right? Now, excuse me, I'm so sorry. What it's saying here is that you could be in this place right now where you're striving to resolve any kind of issues around a lack of balance or an imbalance of power, or how to create greater reciprocity. Okay? Now the challenge here is that with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the challenge could be that you feel like there is not a good sort of sense of independence and wholeness for you, like you personally. You could be dealing with a situation where you, like for example, in a partnership, you may rely on someone for financial support. As you can see here, like this, you might be dealing with an individual who could be very charitable and is a caretaker and is very giving and very generous, but there is this energy here where you feel like there's like a feeling of charity here in this card. That's what I'm getting right now. And you know, this card here, the Rider-Waite, from the Rider-Waite deck, is describing what resources can I use. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting energy. The Knight of Pentacles upright is very patient, loyal, consistent, has the energy and the internal mechanism for long-term, patient, loyal, consistent effort towards a goal. So in reverse, what does it mean? Maybe that's what it's saying here, is that you may need to draw from a little bit more of your internal resources for that kind of patient, consistent, determined effort towards a goal with like a long-term vision in mind. So for some of you watching, that could mean that if your challenge is that you don't feel very independent, then perhaps you need to draw from your energy within and figure out how you can set yourself a goal, set yourself up so that you can create physical abundance for yourself without feeling reliant and dependent on another individual. Now we have in this position here from the Spolia deck, this is the hidden forces. So Ace of Swords here. I feel that you have clarity about the situation. I think you understand what I'm talking about, and you know what you need to do. So forces. I guess if you know what you need to do, then the action you need to take is to just simply activate your awareness about it and move forward. The potential outcome here is this Four of Wands in reverse. So there's some kind of upsetting energy there. Like there's like the fours are of course to do with stability and being grounded and your foundation being established and set. And it's interesting, both of these cards, Ten of Pentacles and Four of Wands, both have to do with home life, with stability, with comfort, with marriage, resources, resourcefulness. So both of these cards in reverse in the reading is interesting. So for some of you, it could mean moving away from a marriage, or moving away from a partnership, or moving away from any kind of dynamic where there is this sort of energy of you reaching out for a handout, or you receiving charity, or you being kind of what's the right word? A receiver. You know, like this could mean that you move out of a space, move out of a house, move out of a partnership, move out of a marriage, move out of a business dynamic with someone as well. It could be any kind of partnership. It's not only about romance and love and marriage. It could be any kind of partnership here with this rune, with this energy. There's any kind of shared resources, or gift giving, or being a receiver. Okay, so that's one interpretation here, is that for some of you, you might find yourself moving on and moving out from an existing relationship and creating a new, like establishing a new normal for yourself where you are independent. Your loyalty is to yourself and to your own capacity to create. That could be what this Ace of Swords here is, that you understand that now you have become awakened to your own resourcefulness, to your own ability to create, and overcoming relationships where there could be dependency or passivity, where you are simply on a receptive side of thing. You're in a receptive mode rather than there being a kind of reciprocity and an exchange. Another way I could interpret this spread is that for some of you, if these are the issues that you're facing, this kind of lack of independence, or you know, feeling like some sense of discomfort from being on the receiving end of things. For some of you, with this rune here being the spiritual lesson, it is more about simply accepting your role in the position that you're in, where you ought to just simply be receptive and stop struggling against your own internal mechanisms or your internal thought processes that makes you doubt or question that you are worthy of receiving. Different reading for different people, so just take what you need there, whatever is resonating. For some people, this is about just learning how to receive and being open to that energy, and just simply being humble enough to accept the gifts that are being given to you. That's what this rune is saying. I'm gonna pull up a meaning, a definition of it, so I can just give it to you as per the textbook reading of it. So, Jibo, a partnership, a gift. If this rune is pulled, that is a sign that a unity, a union, or a partnership is near. But you are requested not to throw yourself into this connection. A true partnership can only consist of two independent, healthy beings that preserve their own independence also in the union. The advice is important at all levels, in romantic relationships, commercial things, in partnerships of any kind. Okay, so that's kind of what I was saying there. I'm going to pull a different definition from another book. Okay, this one is saying that this is about gifts. right? Gifts, someone giving. Gifts both in the sense of sacrifice and of generosity, indicating balance. All matters in relation to exchanges, including contracts, personal relationships, and partnerships. So this rune cannot be reversed, right? Because it's the same in both directions. However, if there is some tension in the reading or any kind of opposition from the other placements, it can suggest that there could be greediness or dependency. There could be obligation. That's what sometimes can happen when you're in a position where you're always in the receiving and there isn't a balanced reciprocity. There can become, after a certain amount of time, a sense of obligation and dependency and attachment that comes when you are connected to someone who you are always receiving from and not giving back to. So be mindful of that. That can also be some of the lesson that you might be understanding and learning at this time, is to overcome dependency in relationships and find ways to be both giving and receiving. Balance is essential in all types of relationships, in all ways, in all life kind of paths and patterns. Okay. Just checking over here to see if there's anything else I can pull through here. I think for some of you there is a message here that's talking about your need to be more resourceful on your own, more independent. I've mentioned that a couple of times. Because there could be for some people that, as I said, there's an unhealthy imbalance here where dependency is becoming too ingrained, and it could be causing stagnancy for you. And that could be what this Ace of Swords here is saying, that you need to become more realized in your own potential and bring forward your own concepts and truths that bring you into a space where there is a greater level of independence and confidence too. I feel that's it for this reading. I'm just tuning in to see if there's any other messages to come in. I'm hearing physical wealth is not everything. Physical wealth is not everything. So for some of you, you may be staying in a situation that is a little unhealthy for you because there is the comfort of financial security. But at some point, if you try to comfort yourself too much with physical resources and you ignore everything else, sadness, loneliness, disappointment, stagnancy, dependency, all these kind of unhealthy things will take too much energy from you. So be careful about that. Become more alert and aware to what it is that you may be giving up too much of in order to have that feeling of financial safety and security. It can be robbing you of your life force. Strive for more independence. Strive for greater happiness as a result of the gifts that you can share with others, with the world, rather than being too comfortable in material satisfaction. That's fleeting, that passes, that will become boring in time. Seek to find the stability in the knowledge of the gifts that you share being valuable to other people. Tap into your own greater resourcefulness and creativity. Be more willing to bring forward the gifts within you and to share that with others, rather than being in too much of a state of simply receiving. That overindulgent energy will eventually stagnate you and help and cause you to feel sad and lonely and empty. Be mindful. Aspire more to bring forward the talents and gifts and beautiful things within you that you have to share. I feel an energy in this reading that's, excuse me, too much of, it's a little bit of an indulgent energy. You know, like I was saying, if you're in a space where you simply want the comfort of financial security and safety from just having nice things, nice house, nice car, nice clothes, nice shoes, all that stuff, you will eventually start to feel so empty. This is about what your gifts are and how to bring them forward. Alright friends, that's it for this reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting and subscribing, and I will see you in the next reading.